Hello, everyone, and welcome to iReadit, bringing you your daily dose of the internet for Wednesday, January 31st, 2018. I am Michael Schwahn.
And I have a bunch of trash in my hand because I opened something I actually told myself I wouldn't open, but you know what? I wanted to put it on my keychain.
What is it?
The Rick thing you got me.
Yeah!
I didn't want to open it because it looks so nice in the tiny little box because they're pop figures, and I have, like, Ash and Egon Spengler over there. But, like, I figured, fuck it. I'm just going to put it on my keychain, and then I'm going to find Meeseeks. He's somewhere around my desk. I have a real messy desk.
You can do whatever you like.
There he is. I see him. He's on the floor. He must have dropped while I was shuffling things in anger because of this fucking piece of shit computer.
Yeah? Just the computer?
No, the fucking mail place hates me too. I'm getting fucked in all different angles, but not in a good way.
Care to extrapolate?
So I went over to the fucking mailing office, whatever, the post office yesterday, and I was like, hey, so this is my problem. This is why I think it's your guys' problem because you guys for some reason just don't like me or something. And I explained it and everything. We had pictures and it was great. Like, we weren't angry. We were just sitting there trying to explain. The lady was real nice and she spent like fucking 10 minutes in the back trying to dig around looking for something that obviously either wasn't there or she wasn't actually looking. I don't know, but she played it real well. She had a real remarkable reaction. So today, I didn't have any mail in there. So I was like, well, that's weird because she said she was going to have it delivered to me instead of me having to come in and everything. So I call them up, and apparently my mail was delivered. However,
you?
I had gotten, apparently my mail was, there's been no mail, even though I guarantee you I'm supposed to have mail because my paycheck, and I've been told that they're on time for paychecks because I like physical checks.
Yep.
So someone's fucking with me, and I'm getting kind of pissed.
Have you asked?
But not like regular pissed, like my dad conspiracy theory, the government's fucking me kind of pissed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you asked your roommates? Are your roommate? Well, I don't think.
Yeah, no. They're the ones who's helping me bring it up because it was his, Draven's car and everything. Draven was the one that was with me. We were all talking about it. Draven left his phone number and my phone number.
Well, and also I don't think your roommates would try to dick you over that way since they want you to have that money so you'll buy food.
Yeah, exactly. It's beneficial for literally everyone in this house, including the cat. And I don't have it. I'm kind of pissed.
Yeah.
My keychain's gonna look so fucking cool.
I had to take a crap load of stuff off of my keychain because it was getting so heavy that it was at potential to damaging the starter in my car.
Well, I don't have to worry about that. I only have 2 things dangling from there at the moment, aside from my badge for work that has a fucking Stegosaurus on it.
Nice. Beautiful.
I got a little Pokemans from Pokemon Ultra Sun, and I got Hufflepuff because Hufflepuff is the best fucking house ever.
That was a present from me.
Yeah.
And
most of these things actually are presents from me.
It's because I love your face, buddy.
I don't know where to put. I have to rearrange my keychain. That's what I got to do.
Yeah, I totally understand that problem. I think the only thing on my keys right now anymore is a little like rubber thing for Black Rock Shooter because that show's incredible.
I still haven't watched it.
Yep, because most of the time, anything that I suggest, everyone else hasn't seen, and then anything mainstream that people have seen, I haven't seen it, and then I'm the asshole.
Well, yeah, because you're not watching mainstream stuff, asshole.
I know.
Are you a fucking hipster? No one likes hipsters.
That's like on Sunday, we were sitting around and wasting a whole bunch of time for D&D. One, because somebody had to leave early. I didn't have that much planned and stuff, so we ended up getting on a ton of tangents about just talking about random stuff. And so one of the things we were talking about was movies, and we were talking about, like, everyone's, like, 5 favorite movies, and incidentally, they named, like, 20 movies in their top 5s across all of them, and I had seen all but one of them, so they can all eat dick. The other thing is, though, is that, 3 of the 5 movies I named, they hadn't seen, and the other ones I suggested, they hadn't even heard of. So apparently I just watch weird things that no one's ever heard of.
Yeah, you're a hipster.
Not even intentionally.
Yeah, that's how it all starts, Michael. No one intentionally goes into being a hipster.
Darn it.
No one's sitting there like, I want to find the most Actually, that's not true. There's definitely
I'm
a lot
sure
of
there's people that do,
yeah.
Nathan.
Well, I'm sure. I'm not sure of anything really.
You think it's because I'm not punk, Nathan? Is that what it is?
Yeah, you're a hipster. You're not punk.
Can one be the other, or is that just not possible?
I mean, you can, but you're not.
Very well. I accept this. Let's do some news.
Yeah.
5,
Google removed over 700,000 bad apps and 100,000 developers from Play Store in 2017. Go ahead and say the words, and this was submitted by, and I'll give you the rest.
And this was submitted by
Maya5634 to our technology.
No, so you have to do it like more robotic. And this was submitted by Maya264.
Maya5634 to
Exactly.
our technology.
Exactly.
Better?
Thank you. Yeah, much better.
All right, you're welcome. So, one of the main differences between, like Android and iPhones is the difference between iOS and the Google Play Store. People like iOS is better because it's a not cultured, catered. It's there's a level of attention put to it. You have to be approved for iOS, where anyone can throw anything they want onto Google Play. And so you get a lot of garbage apps, a lot of apps that are bad for you, bad for your phone, etc. And, well, Google said, all right, fine, we'll address it. So with deep machine learning, because that's a fun buzzword that no one understands, they were able to get over 700,000 apps gone, and as chained onto that, they were able to get...
deep machine learning really a buzzword, or is it 3?
A buzz tagline?
Yeah. Do you put a buzz phrase? Do you like put hyphens between them to make it a buzzword? Like,
yes.
Okay.
It depends on the platform. I mean, because if you're using like YouTube tags, that can all be considered one word.
YouTube's weird though.
It is weird. YouTube's real friggin' weird.
I don't understand it.
It's okay.
Though it is owned by Google right now, and we are talking about Google.
Indeed. Now, these apps were things like malware, so things that wanted to install like, harmful applications or Trojans onto your phone that had inappropriate content, because there's not allowed to be anything not safe for work on the Google Play Store, or impersonation apps. So, I mean, we've seen a lot of them already, and like some that are even successful that are like, I'm a Clash of Clans clone, and there's like 30 of those. Well, there's some that...
I play one.
Do you?
Yeah.
Which is?
South Park's Phone Destroyer.
Oh, damn it, Nathan.
It is almost literally a Clash of Clans clone, except instead of top down, it's side to side. And instead of 2 lanes, you have literally just a field. It's like Clash of Clans mixed with Magic Battlegrounds for the Xbox.
Sure.
Like original Xbox.
Mm-hmm. Well, and in this case, though, the fake impersonators that are just trying to hopefully grab some quick money, those have also been taken down.
See, Phone Destroyer is made by Ubisoft, which is also pretty fake.
In a much different way.
Is pretty bad. But like, I mean, the game's not bad. The problem is like peer-to-peer connection, and it's really garbage. So you really oftentimes get a bunch of rubber banding. A bunch of the cards are unbalanced. There are more rares than commons in the game.
Welcome to Gotcha Games.
Yeah, it's real weird.
I just started one yesterday. It's called Dissidia Opera Omni, and it's Final Fantasy based, and it's real good so far.
Neat.
4,
Trump signs executive order to keep Guantanamo Bay prison open.
This was submitted by...
Stupid Reddit to Our World News. So what's your hot take, Nathan?
That wasn't even a robot voice.
God damn it. Stupid Reddit.
To
Our World News.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right.
So, my hot take on this is... I don't really think we need an island for these people. We can just sequester them in other places. I don't think it was necessary. But at the same time, I think it's also one of those things that I don't really give a shit about. He's bringing back Guantanamo Bay. I don't care if they have Guantanamo Bay as long as they don't have those fucking horrible tactics.
Well, they're not. He's not by any means bringing it back, and it's not surprising that it's going to stay open.
Right, it hasn't even left, right?
No, I mean, Obama tried for 8 years to close the damn thing, and while he got a lot of the people that are in there out, he was unable to actually get the entire facility closed. It's a pretty controversial facility because a lot of
people.
Well, even beyond just waterboarding.
There's even a Harold and Kumar movie about it.
Yeah. And, well, there's a lot of things that people believe goes against the Geneva Convention. Some of the things we have found out does go against the Geneva Convention.
Because we're assholes, and as long as we don't get caught, we'll do it. And guess what? That one time we got caught, we're still going to do it.
Yeah, because America does whatever it wants. And there's also a lot of people crying out that Guantanamo Bay breaks the rule of law because people can be in there for decades and never be given any type of trial or anything. Just kept in there and tortured because reasons that we will probably never be informed of.
Because literally, fuck them.
Yeah, kinda. Like, it's not too far from the truth.
And yeah, we've all seen the movie, dude. Cock meat sandwiches exist. Anyways, yeah, as long as they're not doing torture and are actually performing like a jail and not like, fuck, I don't even know what that.
Well, you know quite well though that that's not how it's going to be. It's still going to be the same thing.
Yeah, of course not. And it's really unfortunate, but I could hope.
And be disappointed?
Yeah, absolutely. That's literally my entire life.
Disappointment?
Yeah, I've stopped hoping, and I'm still disappointed.
So an ex of mine, her father was a brilliant, bright individual who was just overflowing with positivity and knowledge.
That's gross.
Yeah, no, it's immense amounts of sarcasm. He was the one that, now still this line sticks with me, and he told me that hope is but the first step on the road to disappointment.
He's not wrong there. He may not have a high int, but he does have a high whiz.
Yeah, he was a brilliant little ball of sunshine. And crazy. Like, crazy. But in any case, shall we move on with our lives?
I guess so. Whatever gets it over faster.
Perfect.
3.
Marijuana use does not lower your chance of getting pregnant.
This was submitted by
Drewy Poodle to our science. Yes. So, by the way, first off, why does this need to be clarified? Did anyone believe this?
Yes, actually. There was a lot of speculation because smoking as well as drinking as well as spending too much time in a hot tub reduces sperm count. There was speculation that it also happens with eggs.
That,
legitimate concern.
I suppose.
You never know how things interact with your body in large doses over time. Oh, well, I mean, until tested.
Our resident doctor Tim Stein in the chat room says, "Hold on, though." I don't know what he's going to throw in there, but we're apparently holding on.
I hope something good.
I don't know, maybe. He actually is a fountain of knowledge.
Yeah. Medical knowledge.
Tim said,
other knowledge.
Look at the research on the devil's cabbage and sperm count. I don't know. Would you like to provide us with some more information, sir?
They call it the devil's cabbage over there? We call it the devil's lettuce.
Whatever.
Either way, smoke your leafy greens.
Totten Joe Oborn says, "Yo, what up, Nene?" Is he talking to you?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Do people call you Nene?
Do people call you Nene?
Apparently.
Apparently?
It just happened. Literally just happened. Usually they have to buy me dinner and suck me off first.
When was the last time you were called Nene, Nathan? Besides this time?
I don't know, when I was 5.
I got a call from the peanut gallery back here that said that it was the last time you whipped.
Oh. Ow.
Ow, yeah, ow is right. It
That's
hurt.
pretty good.
It hurt me, and I'm not the one it was directed at.
I realized I don't want to attach this to my keychain.
Why?
Because I shove it in my pocket, and I realized his tiny little body is going to break off.
It's Rick.
Because
You can't break Rick.
Literally just popped off.
Oh, what? Oh.
It's not even glued in there. It is literally just...
Well, just have Rick's head hanging off of your hip.
I would rather keep their bodies there.
Either way, everybody, do not rely on marijuana to prevent yourself from getting pregnant. Like, seriously, like, I don't know.
You should probably actually look at contraceptives.
Yeah, birth control, condoms, both.
Getting fixed is another option.
That is another option, although a little bit more expensive and a little bit more drastic than some people are willing to go for.
It's true, but a lot of people never want to have kids, and a lot of people shouldn't have kids.
2.
However, doing it without their consent is fucked up.
Syfy and USA Network now allow the F word without muting, to the delight of show creators.
Oh my god, do you know how happy that makes me? For one specific TV show?
Which one?
Happy?
Happy? Oh, is that the, oh man, what's his name? I can only think of him as the dude from SVU.
Yeah, him. Yeah, he's got the little tiny blue unicorn. Holy shit, that show is so fucking funny.
So this was submitted by OVEIDPTVZSEU to our television.
That hurt.
Well, I'm not going to try and pronounce that.
That's fair.
Like, Ovitsbz.
Ovitsbz.
No, I'm done. Anyway, so on Syfy and the USA Network, they are going to be allowing the F-bomb to be dropped at free will.
That is amazing. I am all for that.
This is going to mostly be seen on shows like The Magicians, which is one of Syfy's more recent hit shows, which apparently uses the word quite often.
That's nice. I tried watching that show, and I got like 3.5 episodes deep, and I was like, this show I did not enjoy. So I set it down.
Well, in this case...
I'm not saying it's a bad show. I'm just saying, not a show I'm enjoying. However, Happy. Happy's the fucking jam. And if you haven't watched Happy, you should. Especially if you've watched a lot of SVU and really enjoyed the detective...
Sully?
Stabler?
Stabler, yeah.
Stabler.
Sully is from something else.
He's a fucking executive producer. He put forth money in order to play that role.
Fun.
I love it. Well,
and the reason that they're able to do this is I forgot what it actually what the word is, because because they are basic cable channels, and basic cable is not subject to the guidelines of the Federal Communications Commission, the FCC, which is the people that have the words that are banned. George Carlin has that skit about what words you can't say.
Right.
But because they don't fall under those, I mean, because other channels like HBO and Starz, because they're premium, and they don't, and you have to pay to have those channels. They've been able to get away with it for quite some time, but your regular network...
Which is why you get them dropped all the time in shows like Spartacus and like Game of Thrones.
Yeah, whereas, regular television, non-basic cable and non-premium channels, those, they can't use quite a bit of words and can't have some things in their programs. Whereas basic cable, primarily in this case we're looking at Syfy for most of this article, is like, well, we can do whatever we want.
Good on them. You know what? I bet it's because I feel like they're hitting that decline in numbers, where they're just like, well, we're still on basic cable, but people aren't watching it enough. People are watching our app instead.
I also think it's like, one, they were still using the word. They just either had to mute either the F or the K, or the K sound anyway, is the CK.
Fuck or fuck.
Yeah. And so they would either have to mute part of it or bleep it, and so they were still using it. But
anyone who bleeps it nowadays is fucking
sad,
out of their mind.
I think.
Why do you bleep it? Just leave the silence.
I think a little bit of it now also is that the world is becoming so desensitized. I mean, especially when our president is walking around calling places shitholes. Like,
Yo, fuck is definitely one of those words that you just sprinkle into literally anything.
yeah, it's an emphasis word.
Mm-hmm. It's just like ass.
Yeah, that was a good bit, by the way. Like,
Yeah, that was
a great bit. Anyway, let's go.
That was a great fucking ass bit.
Jesus, Nathan. Trump tells nation he supports Puerto Rico on the same day he cuts off aid.
This is submitted by
NARBs to our politics.
Narbs.
NARBs.
The Narbs.
So, it's not quite that Trump cut off support. And so, it wasn't his direct order that said, no, don't support Puerto Rico anymore. It was that the current plan that was set forth by FEMA, they are the ones that their established plan ended, and then it was not renewed. So no further aid was going to be offered. And it's not all aid, it's just food and water is no longer going to be being sent to Puerto Rico. So a little bit of clarification on that. However, it doesn't look very good when you substantially cut a whole bunch of aid to Puerto Rico, and then you come out and say that you are still there for them when both Puerto Rico and the U.S. Virgin Islands are still struggling significantly from the disasters in 2017.
Drastically, even. It's like Haiti. Places destroyed. It's really unfortunate.
So,
Especially because like Puerto Rico is part of America.
well, and they voted last year to become the 51st state of the United States, although there's been a bit of controversy around that, because they apparently only had like a 24% voter turnout for that vote, which there are other people trying to argue that is not indicative that the island wants to become a state, but also at the same time, we only had like a 29 or 31% voter turnout for the presidential election in 2016. And, well, yeah. Like, most decisions in America are decided by a very small number of people.
Which is really unfortunate because it's supposed to be decided by literally everyone.
Well, I mean, unless you don't want to be involved.
Yeah, unless you're a fucking dick.
Well, I mean, some people legitimately enjoy the American life of the government will do whatever it needs to do to make sure that I can live a happy life and I don't have to worry about it.
Sure, but you still want to vote for your government.
Yeah, I mean, you like those people normally don't care until it's too late to care.
Stupid bastards.
So,
care about your government. Don't let this happen again.
People should. I'm very curious to see how our Anchorage election turns out. Anchorage has an election this April. The Anchorage election is always held in the spring. We have an election a year, but this year is the first year that they will not have open voting locations. Every single vote via Australia style is going to be conducted by mail-in ballots. So, and we will see if that affects the number of votes that happen.
I still feel like they need an app.
Hey, one step at a time. Like,
that's true. Just get some app makers up here in Anchorage together.
I think the problem with an app is that,
I mean, it could be hacked. Yeah.
Well, not just that could be hacked, but people have to have access to an app. Whereas, as long as people have an address or even a P.O. box that is on their voter registration, which you have to have an address when you go to when you fill out your voter registration, then they can get a paper ballot to you.
Okay, well then maybe not 100% all in on the app, but still have the app there.
Maybe as an option or something. Sure.
It'll definitely kick up the numbers. I would say it even raise it by upwards to like 60%.
I'm imagining that the mail-in. Go ahead.
Hmm?
I was just saying.
If you give it a real.
Go ahead. I'll shut up.
If it had a real good UI and it looked almost as if it was a game, maybe even make it look like Tinder, where it's just like, hey, this is Prop 8. This is what it does. swipe left or right. People just fucking sit there. Oh, yeah? That's real shitty. Fuck that thing. That's real shitty. Fuck that thing. That's a good idea. Yes.
All right. I do think that even the mail-in ballots will lead to a pretty significant increase in the number of votes. Because, like, one of the...
I feel like if you do the mail-in ballots, you would get an increase in, like, maybe 20%, which is real good. But, like, if you do the apps, I feel like you can get upwards to, like, a 60% increase.
Toten Joe Oborn in the chat room says, I think it'll be bogus as hell. Things get lost in the mail all the time. Yes, but the other thing is that the number of things that get lost in the mail is actually quite small, especially because it's not going to be going very far. Like, the votes in Anchorage, like, they don't have to leave Anchorage. Like, it literally goes from my post office box to the post office in town, and then they're taken to, I presume, the city clerk's office or something like that. They don't go very far.
No, they're probably going to be flown out to Juneau.
I hope not, because that would be stupid.
I mean, most everything is done in Juneau. My paycheck is done in Juneau.
But the other thing of that is like one of the most common reasons that people do not go vote in any election is because they're like, I had to work. And
yeah, which is stupid because you should be able to leave work to vote and still have that work compensated.
I say that good job on the addition there, because the law says that they are legally required to give you, I think it's 4 hours on a day of an election to go vote, but they don't have to compensate you for it.
Yeah, which is fucking stupid.
So nobody leaves work because they can't afford it.
Not because of that little law, that little bit right there where they don't have to compensate, it's going to deter so many people from actually voting. If they really want to up the numbers, they need to change that law.
Well, in this case, it's not like you don't need to be concerned if whether you're at work on the day of the election or not, because you should be getting your ballot at least, I would think, at least a week before the election, if not more, and you just, mail it in. Although I was interested to know, because my office got a question on it, of the ballots do not have postage on them. You have to put postage on them.
And not like...
I was super surprised because I know there's an option through the post office to have prepaid postage, and it's not even like I had to pay for it before it even went out. It's I will pay for it if it goes through the mail. But that's not. They didn't do it for the ballots, so they're probably going to lose a good number of ballots because people either didn't realize they needed to put postage on them, or just were like, I don't have a stamp.
Yeah. The only time you really buy stamps nowadays is the really only time you buy stamps nowadays is to send out fucking small claims packaging and whatnot, or like
Christmas, or like greeting cards, or if you have to do anything with the fucking IRS, because Jesus. So
the IRS is trying to bleed you anyways.
Well, and I had a issue 2 years ago of where I misreported my PFD, so I owed like $200 in taxes. And so they sent me this thing of like, hey, this wasn't reported correctly. You owe us $212.17. And I was like, oh, my bad. I thought I did that right. All right, yeah, sure. I'll pay this. And I was trying to figure out how to pay it, and I called them, and they're like, oh, so you're not going to dispute it? And I was like, no. They're like, okay, well, if you're not going to dispute it, then we just need to have you approve the change in your return. Okay, I approve it. Oh, well, no, you should have had a form that was included with that, the initial letter that said that you owed money. It's like, yeah, I don't see it here. I might have thrown it away. Can I just approve it on the phone? No, there's no way to do it on the phone. Okay, well, can I do it through your guys' online portal? I know I can pay through your website. No, there's no way to do it. We'll have to mail you a new one. You'll have to fill that out, sign it, and mail it back.
Oh!
And then when I mailed it back, they had re-reviewed the account, and I owed less money, so they had to send me another one, and I had to agree to the new one, and then I mailed that one in, but that one they apparently lost or it didn't make it to them or something, so they had to send me another one. It took me like 6 months in order to give them $200.
Yeah, there should be no reason.
Like, once they were done, once they had that piece of paper and said, oh, he didn't argue with us, click, I was literally able to go online and go tap, 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 it's paid. but they had to have, and like I couldn't email it to them either. Because I was like, can I just scan, like, can I sign it and scan it and email it to you? And they're like, no, we have to have the physical one with your signature on it. And I'm like, well, I signed this electronically. Do I have to, like, sign it by hand? Yeah, we'll need a physical signature. Okay.
That right there is stupid. That makes 0 sense.
I was like, I can't. I was amazed that I couldn't email it to them. Like, sure, you need the paper with my signature on it. I understand that. But you need the actual piece of paper?
Yeah. How do you even know it's not signed in front of you?
I don't know.
That's somebody else's signature.
Well, and they said what their reasoning is that the vast majority of those cases, whoever that letter is going to, they argue it. You know, they dispute it. And so they don't have a fast lane set up, essentially, for people who aren't disputing it. So the reason that they need the physical signature on the paper is in case you try to fight them, essentially, and then they have the, like, proof hard documentation of it. And I'm like, I just want to give you money, so you'll leave me alone.
Yeah, I think they made a huge stink out of pretty much...
Yeah, huge pain in the ass.
Yeah.
You make me sad.
The final frontier. Astronauts could recycle their waste into protein paste.
This was submitted by Chadwick.
Yeah, it was. So, in an effort to find more ways to improve space travel and deep space travel and try and, when we need to go a long way and it's going to take forever, some scientists have figured out a way at Penn State University to take a bunch of shit and turn it into essentially Marmite.
Ugh.
It's a foodstuff that's high in protein and fat.
Ugh.
So instead of shit potatoes, you're gonna eat like shit peanut butter.
Yo,
Yeah.
We're gonna come across we're gonna come across an alien race, and they're gonna be like, yo, don't speak to these people. They eat their own shit.
Well, you know. So I saw a post the other day on Facebook or Reddit or something about how someone had this like weird, crazy theory of, so oxygen is poisonous, right? So what if it's oxygen that is killing us? And someone was like, well, there's actually someone that did research in that about how the oxidization of cells leads to them not being able to rejuvenate themselves so much, and it could easily be because we breathe oxygen and we live off oxygen is the reason that we begin to deteriorate, because it deteriorates our ability to regenerate ourselves. And then someone's like, yeah, no wonder aliens don't want to come talk to us, because they look at us and they're like, oh my god, their air is poison. They breathe the poison air. They're death breathers. Never go there. They're terrible, evil people. They literally breathe death. Don't get close to them.
Absolutely, judging by our entire fucking existence, humans are death.
Well, and also, like, from the outside perspective, like, everything about us is a no-go. Just all of it. It's like, all right, well, they do nothing but kill each other. They breathe death, and they proceed to ruin themselves, their planet, their environment. They never agree on anything. They are underdeveloped. Like,
yeah,
humans suck.
Yeah, no, we do.
But we think we're awesome.
Like, we as in humans, or
Yeah.
we as in, like, you and me? Because, like, I do not think we're
No, we
awesome.
as in humans.
Okay.
Anyway, beyond shit cakes or shit spread.
Is that like lemon pound cakes? No, it's more of a spread, isn't it?
I should have done that one for the first one, damn it. Oh well.
Hey, you fucked that up real hard.
I did. Sun Times halts Richard Roper column to investigate allegation that he bought Twitter followers.
This was submitted by Chadwick?
Yeah. So, there is a film critic and a columnist named Richard Roper. And, well, he was getting all this attention because he had this massive Twitter following. And he was like, yeah, look, people care about what I have to say. Well, no one wants to run his articles because they currently believe that none of his Twitter followers are real.
Yo, just like ours.
Yeah, except we didn't buy ours. They're just bots that followed us because we tweet out a bunch of garbage.
Yeah.
Yeah. But so he currently has around like 250,000 Twitter followers, and it looks like around like 250,000 of them are fake.
Fucking beautiful.
I mean, that said, you can literally buy like 100,000 Twitter followers for like $100. It's cheap as crap because they're just bot accounts.
Really?
Really, Nathan? Nathan's like,
Yo, if you want to fund our Patreon, guys.
Which, like, if you're ever curious, like, if you see someone with a lot of Twitter followers, or any followers in general, like, if you see someone with a ton of Instagram followers, the easiest way to discern, like, how many of those are real is to look at the amount of interaction on their posts. For instance, like this guy that had 250,000 Twitter followers. If you look at his tweets when he had 250,000 followers and they get like 3 likes, that is not in any way proportional to the number of followers you have. Now, that said,
like ours.
The amount of interaction you will have based on the number of followers you have is like 5 to 10%. So it's not going to be anywhere close to the number of followers they have. But you should still see a reasonable level of activity. So, for instance, like our Instagram account now is sitting at like 512 followers, and on every single time I post a picture, we get somewhere around 25 likes on the picture, which is about 5%.
We get like no likes on our Twitter.
Because none of our Twitter followers are real.
They're all bots. No, there's like 1 or 2 that are real, and every now and then I'll get a fucking heart, and I see that, and I'm just like, oh, yeah!
Yeah! Justification, dopamine in the brain!
Mm-hmm. I just don't post enough. I don't know what to post about, generally.
Get good, scrub?
I guess.
I'm Mr. Meeseeks. Look at me.
So, I left the other one on there, Nathan. Did you actually care about it enough to talk about?
I don't know what it was.
Today I learned that Lincoln was famous for his self-deprecating sense of humor. When accused of being two-faced, Lincoln replied, honestly, if I were two-faced, would I be showing you this one?
That's why they called him Hard Drinking Lincoln. He's real depressed, man.
How are you, Nathan?
Also potentially gay.
Really?
Yeah.
All right.
He had correspondence with a man, and in those correspondences, it seemed almost as if they were love letters.
So, how are you, Nathan? This post speaks to me
I
about you.
I had something that I cared about.
Yeah, I have it here. Would you like me to put it in there?
It was, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I can read the title for you as well if you'd like.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I think I had another thing as well, and I can't grab it.
Oh, okay. Nicolas Cage can now be put into any movie in history thanks to a machine learning algorithm. So, real quick, by the way,
again.
like even beyond this, okay, because what this actually came from is there is a subreddit called, it's called like Fake Deeps or something like that. Deep Fakes, I think is what it's called. And there is a guy that built this program. It's a machine learning algorithm program that what you do is you upload several pictures of someone's face, and then it will take their face, and you choose a target face in like a picture, a video, a GIF, and it replaces that face with the face that you chose. Now, they have done some things with Nicolas Cage, but the very first thing, because it's the internet, that everyone did with this was they're like, oh man, I need to see Emma Watson getting nailed. Bam! And they just started just taking every single celebrity they can think of, and even like not very large like YouTubers and stuff, and be like, oh, we got so many pictures of their face. I need to see them in this hardcore doggy style stuff.
I see.
And
so
there's
the internet. Being the internet ruined it.
Yeah, well, that's how it started. And then some other people like, you know what we can do with this? We can take Nicolas Cage's face and make Nicolas Cage be Loki in all the Avengers films. And so they did.
God, I want to watch that movie now, but with Nicolas Cage for literally every face. Did you know that there is a mod for Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask. I think Majora's Mask is funnier, but there's a mod that changes every texture to be a picture of Nicolas Cage's face.
No.
There's
Although
also one that it's not every picture, but it's a significant portion.
Although I will say that, like, the link that is provided in the show notes is purely about Nicolas Cage.
Is it to the past?
And it shows 2 videos where they did this. It's really impressive. Like, frighteningly impressive.
That's good.
Like
that really means, like, not only is, like, motion capture decent enough to be just gotten off of a video, but it also, like, it's impressive for how advanced movies can get when it comes to things like what Star Wars did with Moff Tarka.
Well, and there's so many questions and applications for this because, like, you could fabricate things really well with this, as deepfakes has already showcased. But the other thing is like, whatever General Tarkin's name was, the actual actor's name, who I have no idea anymore.
Peter something, I think.
Instead of, like, immense levels of CGI, if this gets good enough, they could just get someone that looks pretty close to him and has a similar haircut and then machine his face on, essentially, afterwards. Because, well, our Deepfakes has a one-click link to a app for your desktop to where you give them the assets, click the link, and it goes, done. We already changed everything for you.
Yo, I'm doing that. All of my movies are going to be so much different now.
So it's neat but and impressive, but kind of concerning.
It is, but this is fucking cool.
Today I learned that Coca-Cola was accused of hiring hitmen from a prominent paramilitary group between 1990 and 2002 to kill at least 10 trade union leaders.
Oh my god.
They've also been accused of funding an entire terrorist group.
I would not put it past them.
They're not alone either. BP has also been accused of the exact same things.
When a company gets big enough, they become their own government.
They become their own mafia.
Same difference.
It scares me.
It is terrifying, because that just means that if you get big enough and you say some bad things about them, you're probably getting fucked up in some way.
That's like all the memes that were going around in the 2016 election. Like, don't talk bad about Hillary, you'll wind up dead. Oh no, another body. How could this happen?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
That definitely did happen, yeah.
We're going to get out of here. Everybody, if you would like to help...
She is Cersei, so...
Yeah. If you would like to help support the
Actually,
show...
I feel bad for Lena Headey in that case.
Patreon.com/dailyinternet for multiple purposes. Nathan's computer has taken a swan dive off of a cliff into the fiery depths below.
It keeps trying to update, and it just can't. It gets stuck on 81%, and it just can't.
Is 81 the number, Nathan?
Poor little guy. I'm going to have fucking PTSD for the number 81.
9 times 9 is 81. 3 times 3 is 9. It all goes back to 3, Nathan.
Fucking told you.
3 times 27 is 91. No, it's not. It's 81. 3 times 27 is 81. 27 is 3 times 9, and 9 is 3 times... It all comes down to 3, Nathan.
I told you.
As you would say, it is the strongest number.
Mm-hmm. It is. It is the building blocks of life.
All right, anyway, though, seriously, patreon.com/dailyinternet. We are going to be working on, over the next bit of time, my computer's almost paid off, and then I guess we're going to get Nathan one. Because, yeah, we got this fancy microphone and stuff for him to use, but it doesn't work if all he has is his phone.
Yeah, I can't plug that in there.
Nope, you sure can't. All right. Otherwise, everybody, follow and share the show. Help us get out there on social media, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. All of those are at iReaditCast. Otherwise, we are also on YouTube, and you can download the show and take it with you on iTunes, Stitcher, and Google Play. I'm at Schwahn Michael. Nathan is at Bimmenstein, and that is your 423rd dose of the internet. I am Michael Schwahn.
And I'm Nathan Ward.
And please remember, everybody,
don't get eliminated!
have a good day, everyone.
Bye.